for this milestone, we have already finished our 3D model, or at least like roughly the measurements of each arm and how big our base is. We are unsure on how thick or how thin we want the like how skeletonized like we want each arm to be. And in addition to that, we finished our 5 concept sketches, and we are right now making a criteria or a little like decision maker thing to kind of decide like if there's anything else we want to change. If there's anything else we want to change in terms of like what the claw looks like, or like what kind of mechanism we want the claw to grip at. Do we want it with gears, or do we want it with like something with like string or like resistance? And so yeah.
Yeah, so as Joanna was saying, we have all of our concept sketches, like these are some of the ones that I had drawn out and had ready. And then these are some of the ones that Joanna did. They're so beautiful. Let's see if I can get it in frame. There we go. And then the last one is here. So our main plan that we have, again, as she was talking, is we're going to have kind of a weighted base like this one. And this is still a little in the works because we're not sure if we're going to use like tension from elastic or if we're just going to go straight with the gears. But other than that, we have a pretty good idea of what we want to do and the work that it's going to take to get there. And we are also looking at the servos and electrical components that we're going to need. I may or may not make a wiring diagram, I'm not sure. But overall, we have a plan, and our main criteria, let's see if I can get that pulled up real quick. The main criteria that we're going to be testing with is that the base is heavy enough that it won't tip over. It's going to be kind of rectangular and wide and, you know, somewhat flat with a rotating base in the center. And a lot of the motion, like especially the swerve motion for the 360 motion, is going to be from gears, and then as well, maybe for the claw. We still haven't completely decided. But for the arms, we're going to try for skeletonization, but still having it strong so that it doesn't actually tip itself over while it's moving and stuff. And we're going to have the arm connected to the base be a little bit shorter, and so that it can move like this with 180-degree motion, and the one connected to the claw here is going to be a bit longer, again with 180-degree motion like this. And then we're also going to try to have 180-degree motion in the claw like this, just so that, you know, if you're stacking blocks, you can get it right. And it's going to be kind of like an arm with like the elbow mechanism and stuff. And then for the claw, we're also thinking of putting TPU grips on the end of it and putting base stabilizers on the little stabilizers for the base. And then of course stepper for the 360 motion of the arm, and then servo for the arm, like the actual like elbow mechanism and the claw. And then ideally we're going to try to do the gears for the claw, but again, not completely certain. So we wound up actually thinking that we're going to use this one because the bases for the other ones weren't that great because they seemed like they might be too wide or a little bit too circular. But we settled on this one, which is more rectangular than square. And this one's gonna have little added stabilizers, and a lot of them are pretty similar, just because we have a general idea of what we wanted to do. But this sketch will be our winner. So.